Apple Arcade is a subscription game service from Apple. Chaterier here, and in this video I will be giving you an overview of Apple Arcade, as well as my opinion of it, including if I personally will continue to subscribe. Alright, now for an overview. Apple Arcade can be found on Mac by going to App Store and then clicking Arcade. And of course on iOS and iPadOS, the App Store has an arcade section as well. So once scrolling down, they have they have their games categorized in various ways, all games, action, adventure, so forth, and some that they recommend. Now, so far this layout is okay. At first I didn't quite know how to find things, but as I've looked around on it more, it seems pretty easy to use. Now, one thing I do like about it too, that if you are new to Apple Arcade, is if you scroll down, they actually have the perks of it here, including, and this first one is actually an overview page. You can read their description of Apple Arcade, as well as and get some of their game recommendations. Speaking of the perks of it, I think the biggest reason to use Apple Arcade over, say, just downloading games from the App Store that are not in Apple Arcade is there are no ads or in-app purchases. And that's one thing I think mobile games have been really bad about for, maybe 10 years now, in which it seems like they're very spammed up with ads, while Apple Arcade takes those away. So I think that's a big perk of it. Share with family and friends. It does support Game Center, so you can have achievements and leaderboards, and some games have online multiplayer. So yeah, you can compete with friends, like I said, online multiplayer. They are adding new games, and one neat feature is you can use several of the top game controllers, including Xbox controllers, and then the Xbox One, Xbox Series S, as well as PlayStation 4 controllers and PlayStation 5 controllers. I personally tested it with a PS5 controller, and it worked pretty well. So, since the games are all included as part of the subscription, if you see a game that you want, you can literally just click on it. Like maybe if I see this, Solitaire Stories, whatever that is, just click it, okay, it starts downloading. And then games that you've already downloaded, you can click play on. So you click the play button. There are a few other ways though to access games. One on Mac is if you go to the app spotlight or whatever it's called, and then it will make, for me by default, it groups them into this games category. So here I could click on a game like, let's, play Limbo. Okay. I'm actually using a PS5 controller right now. Time to sail away. Okay, so I think you get the idea. And another way, like I said, click the play button. And the Sneaky Sasquatch is an interesting game. I had not heard of it until I tried Apple Arcade, and It is, which isn't too surprising now that I know that it's an Apple Arcade exclusive. This is what I call a cozy game. It's pretty similar to Stardew Valley, in which you wake up in a cabin. Each day you kind of have like a limited amount of time to do things. This one I'm actually playing with a mouse and keyboard. It's just the bear doesn't really hear all that well, but like the main object is you got this Sasquatch. He's hungry for things. You gotta kind of sneak around and look for food. Or like I said, you have a limited time in the day. Also, there's a park ranger that you have to sneak by. So sometimes you might have to tiptoe. Other times you can just run. There he is. Tiptoe. Either tiptoe or straight up run away from the park guest. Also, there's a way to fish in this game. There's other things too. As you progress into it, you can even get a job or play golf. I'm really just starting this. And to eat the food that you got, you sit down at a table. I don't know if there's a food or a mustard bottle, not really sure, but whatever, this guy's eating it anyway. Wash it down with some lettuce. I think this dude just eats a ketchup bottle. But whatever. I'll use the lettuce as a napkin. Okay. That recharges the food. And there's a raccoon that sells things in here. There he is. Nice. You can go talk to the bear, right? That's why it's so easy to sneak by him. Okay. So yeah, there are some supplies. Okay, the fishing rod. Makes sense, yeah. Like I said, you can go fishing in this game. Okay, so I'm gonna make money by bringing some leftover food to them. I guess I should not have eaten all of those things. And then I think your guy can end the day by going to bed. Well, that depletes your food meter a little bit. So, okay. I like the art style of this game. I'll end it with that. So this is a neat game. I just have not put much time into it. Alright, let's see one other game. Tried out Sonic Racing a little bit earlier. I thought it was the same thing as that game that came out for the Xbox 360 and a few other consoles back in 2010. It is part of that series, but it's not the same game. Let's try this Asphalt 8. I don't remember Asphalt 7, but then again, I don't play mobile games much, so whatever. Cool music. Okay, I'm using the PS5 controller again. So I'm actually using the left stick as opposed to tilting. Instead of B, it looks like it's the circle button. Okay, so yeah, circle is break. And A is boost. I like the scenery. A mountain or plateau in front of me, hot air balloons, beach, pretty sky. This is a cool game. Though, I'm reviewing Apple Arcade in this video, not just this game. This was the good old Command Option Escape. I also tried on my iPhone, I tried the game Fruit Ninja, and that was pretty fun. So now, overall, what do I think of Apple Arcade? I think it's a good service. So what does Apple Arcade cost? In the United States, the price, not including sales tax, is $6.99 per month or $49.99 per year. Here in Austria, the price is So what does Apple Arcade cost? In the United States, the price, not including sales tax, is $6.99 per month or $49.99 per year. Here in Austria, the price is €6.99 per month or €49.99 per year. You can also get Apple Arcade by subscribing to the Apple One bundle, which includes iCloud Plus, Apple TV Plus, Apple Music, and Apple Arcade. You may be able to get a free trial. Apple includes 3-month free trials with some new device purchases. I got my free trial with my M3 MacBook Air. One more note about the controllers is you'll see on the description page for a game, it'll say controller supported. I think all the games I tried out had this, although I imagine for some games it would be better to use a touchscreen. Meaning, play on an iPad or iPhone with a touchscreen. While others, I think the controller would be better. I think a lot of games where you're controlling a vehicle, like a simple, or a lot of kart racers or realistic racing games, definitely controller. While games that involve touching specific points on the screen, I think it'd be best to either use a mouse, like I was using with the Sasquatch game, or, like I said, use the touchscreen. Also down here you'll see which games. Okay, it shows you all of them. If you click it, it then shows screenshots. So it supports Apple TV, Apple Vision, iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Or the various platforms for Apple Arcade, and for this game specifically. It's okay, there's another game, a Ninja Turtles game. Like I said, also controller supported. Here we go, the concise view, you can see the platforms there. Overall, Apple Arcade is good, and I think it is great if you like mobile, casual, or cozy games. However, I personally prefer to play AAA console games, and I have a big backlog of those right now that includes Oblivion, Ghost of Tsushima, and others. So for those two reasons, I canceled my subscription shortly before my free trial ended. Although I did enjoy the games I played, and I like the fact that the games don't have ads nor in-app purchases, so I will consider resubscribing in the future, but not this year. I would rather subscribe to the premium version of either Nintendo Switch Online or PlayStation Plus, because those have more of these sorts of games that I like to play. I think you should check out Apple Arcade if you are interested. You might have a free trial available, or you can subscribe for just 1 month and decide what to do next. So this was my review of Apple Arcade. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.